So, folks, I had literally just put a radiator in this vehicle here. It was a 2007 Nissan Altima. Now, this is the same vehicle that came here when I diagnosed it a while ago for some vacuum leaks. So we had some lean codes, and this is the same car. Now, the radiator screwed up, replaced the radiator and the lower radiator hose upon their request. They were wrong, but I got it replaced though. But that's besides the fact. I get in the car to try and activate the heat, and the damn heat ain't working. The blower motor's not even working. And I'm scratching my head like, have they been riding around like this the entire winter without the blower operating? We've been having some days where it's in the teens, freezing. Let's see. And I mean, the man and his wife are just riding around without heat. It's on full blast. Now, there seem to be some issues with this unit here as far as trying to control it. But I can't imagine that preventing it from working. Could it work on auto? No, it's not working still. I looked at the labor time to replace this, and it's supposed to be 0.7 hours. And I was thinking, I said, well, should I just do this for free? Just to check it out, see what's going on with it. And if it's something like that can simply be repaired, and just, hey, your heat works, then let it go. A good deed. But, sometimes what happens when you do a good deed, no good deed goes unpunished. So, I'm going to see here. It's not coming on. There's a couple different things I could probably do. But to access this, I seem like I'm going to have to take this glove box out, and it should be right behind there. And then I pull the wiring diagram, and I can check the ground and PWM from this unit here, and then the power supply. But do I want to do all that for free? But it's a good deed though, so the monetary gain shouldn't be something to be considered. But just because you fix it for free, you know what can happen. Hey, even though I got it working, hey, it ain't working no more. I've had that happen. Did something nice, and then they said, hey, you know what you did ain't working. That ain't my problem. So I'm kind of on the fence about doing this. But at the same time, it's like, well, a little bit of sense of compassion. I had a screwed up day. Why not do something nice for somebody? Because it just could be the blower motor screwed up. Could just be the relay. I don't know. I'm not sure which route I want to take yet, but taking this down, let's see here. Got some screws there, and I can just pull this out, and then I can just get a power probe and just test the circuit. Let's just pull it out. Let's just see what happens. Let's get this out. I mean, how hard can it be? Right? Now, I don't plan on taking that intelligent climate control device. I don't want to take that out. I'm just trying to go to the easiest thing as possible, as free as possible, and see what happens. Some key thing, it looks like it's water damage down here too. I don't smell water damage. You just have a very unique smell in here. I mean, this their odor. Let's see about that. Let's see if we can get this out. Oh, there's some more screws. Will it still come out though? I'll leave those back there. Probably got to pull that out too. Car don't smell bad or anything. involved with replacing this. Oh shoot. I probably didn't have to pull that out. Just pull it out anyway. I didn't read instructions for doing this. I did have to, there it go. So I probably didn't have to take some of those screws out, but we got access to the blower motor now. You want to take a gander? Let me show you. Here's the blower motor. I don't know if it's OEM. The wiring diagram, okay, there's a third wire there. There's likely, that's the small wire is likely going to be our PWM, power, ground, and then PWM from the controller head. Let me see if I was hoping I could hit it to make it work. Not gonna get that lucky. Well, only thing to do is to check for powers and grounds. The connector look fine, so it's not overloaded. This looks new though. Looks like somebody replaced this. If we have powers and grounds, then logically we're just probably missing signal. Let's get a power probe and then check for our elements so we can get this to work. Here's the wiring diagram here. So there's our blower motor. We saw the black, we saw the white and blue, and we saw the blue and yellow, the small wire. That's the one going to our, which one was this one? Yeah, there we go. That's the one going to the climate control head. We need to make certain, oh gosh, yakking up. Let's ignore this. We need to make sure we simply have a good ground and adequate power. So we're going to check that black. We should have constant power because the front blower motor relay should be active. When it becomes active, from the body control module. So worst case, I figure if I come here, then I can check for power, ground, and signal. And I have to go to individual components to check for those. So if I'm here, we can get the main shebang. And if we absent one, this is just this is the collection of data right here. This is the data hub at the motor. All right, let's get this camera set up and check for stuff. I'd imagine using a test light, I'm gonna just back probe 12 volt and ground. There's our ground right there. If our test light illuminate, then we got signal issues, and I'm hoping good. That's what I was looking for. I'm glad that we don't have signaling problems and we're absent one or the other. So we're either missing power or ground. And I wish this is the time I wish I had my power probe. Where's the cigarette lighter? Let's just go straight to the cigarette lighter and see if we can extract some power from there, because that's going to be the closest device where we can get ground and power. There we go. So this is going to be our power and ground. I got to make sure this works though without blowing anything. Yeah, that ain't even working. That's probably why they have a bunch of fuses there. Yeah, the cigarette lighter's not even working. I saw some fuses in the fuse box. Hell, this didn't even light up. It should have illuminated. So they probably got a collaboration of blown fuses for some strange reason. This is where the power probe definitely gonna come into play. I need an adequate power source, and the power probe has that capability. Let me go grab it. All right, we're gonna go right back under here. We're gonna pull this out and check for powers and grounds individually. So I'm going to the ground wire. We got ground and we don't have power. So logically, we shouldn't do this, but if I administer power on that white wire, this should work. Uh-oh, where's my power probe look black like that? Why does it look? Did my power probe break? I don't know why I was doing that. My screen went white. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm not sure why my screen went white on here, but it's working now. I just had to disconnect it and connect it. So if we add power to that white wire, this should work. And I got the blower on full blast, and all we gotta do based off the wiring diagram is go check that relay. So here it go. Well, it ain't working. It ain't working. There you go. So I had to go, let me cut the sound off for you. So it needed to be reset, probably because remember the Volvo that we did. The Volvo had a safety protocol to when it did not detect power, it just shut down. I wonder if this is the same way, because now when I shut it down and start it back up, it works. So right now it's not working. Let me turn the blower off and then back on. There you go. Same strategy. Let's turn it on high. There we go. We just simply need to go to the relay. This is like the best case of doing charity work, because a lot of times this shit ain't gonna happen. So yeah, this is the importance why we diagnose things, because I could have just added power and been like, oh, we need to put a blower motor here. Nope. Nope. Hours of back testing and testing various components led me to shut this down and start it back up. Let's go check the relay. It should be over there by, it looked like, I think it said over there about I guess like an interior IPDM or something, intelligent power distribution. I don't know. Let's go find it though. Here's the fuse block right here. Now I can feel some relays in the back. Before I do anything as far as pulling this out, let me make sure the fuse is not missing, because remember they had fuses inside the glove box. And I don't want to chase my ass for no reason. So let's do the most least invasive thing as possible. So we didn't have power on the blue and white. What else is IGN? Okay. So that's see, it goes to the front air control. So if this didn't see power, then it's going to deactivate and generate a code. That makes sense. And this has two different power supply. So we need to check fuse 21 and 22. They're both 15 amps. 21 and 22. How was this laid out? 21, 22. Damn it, it don't show. I was hoping it had a number. Well, they both 15 amps. There's two 15s down at the bottom down there, but let me see. Blower, so the two bottom ones right there, IGN blower. So these two that I was pointing at, let's just see if we have power there. If we don't have power here, logically we're missing power at from the relay. If we got power on one side, then logically we just got fuse problems. Can I silly me, no power there, no power there, so there shouldn't be any power on this side too. No power there, no power here. Test the equipment. Yeah, we're working. We got to check that relay. That's what it seems like. So I got to pull this out, and it looked like I can get these tabs down at the bottom and then remove it. Let me do that, and we'll take a look at the back for that relay. All right, I got it back working. So the relay was located in the back here in the corner. I just took some 9-degree needle nose pliers and pulled that out, but it's right there. And this is the one here. I've had a relay laying around, and I just took a blue relay from a different location from the far right, and then just swapped it on to the far left. And I guess we can test this and see what happens. But I can give it power and ground, and it worked. But as far as it distributing power out here at the actual switch, don't know. But I can energize the magnetic field, and it would work. You can hear clicking. So I'd imagine it's working. It just might not be able to support the load of the blower motor, though. That's probably what's taking place. I don't have anything that would draw probably like 9 amps or anything, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to test it. But that's what it was. It was just the blower relay. We could check power on those same fuses. We should be working. Yeah, we should be. There's our power. My piercing probe probably ain't digging all the way in there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got power on that one. If we got power on that one, then we're gonna have power on this one too. Yep, we do. I mean, is it worth looking more into the relay? I mean, just like I said, this was free. The biggest thing is I got it working for them. Her and her husband can actually have some heat now. I just like, man, I couldn't imagine them riding around like that. I'm like, it's been like 15 degrees around here in the Carolinas. Ain't no way in the world. Anyway, the free video, freebie, got him fixed. Had his laying around. I'm not gonna look more into it. Hit that link, subscribe channel, stay informed, how to research my work, and I'll see you on the next one. Real quick, I sent a text message to the client, and because asking like when was the last time the heat worked? Like, well, the heat's not working. He calls me, gives me the story about the heat's been intermittently working, and well, I said, hey, well, but when was the last time it worked though? In last summer. So it's 2026 now, February 2026. So summer of 2025. And so they pretty much went through November up into current time without heat in this car. And it made sense because I thought about it. I said, oh, that's why his wife came by a few days ago, like about a week ago. And I said, she's bundled up. I didn't think nothing of it, but it made sense. I mean, she was dressed like she was taking a city bus inside of a car. So they would use the seat warmers to keep them warm for heat. But I tell you what, man, y'all ain't got to worry about that now. So y'all fix. I'm just lucky. I'm just thankful that it was just something simple, because usually, your heat's not working. It could be a plethora of things. This was the best case scenario, but I just had to give you that little snippet. But there's the backstory. See you next one.